Good morning, everybody. We're taking a little detour, a little time off from truck driving this week, and gonna have a little bit of a different video. We're out looking for fall colors up here in beautiful southwestern Colorado. Right this moment, we're going through a little town called Rico. Almost 9,000 feet of elevation, so the aspens are starting to turn up here. You can see some color out there. There's a little river that runs through here, the Dolores River. Anyway, it's going to be a little different video. Not sure exactly what we're going to encounter along the way. It's supposed to be some rain this afternoon. Along with me is my beautiful wife, who is not on camera, but she would steal the show if she was. So we'll just keep it pointed out here at the trees. How about? So as we go along, get further up, we're going to go to a little place called Ophir, a little town. Really a rustic little town up in the hills, and then we go over a pass called Ophir Pass, which this is not exactly the perfect vehicle for that. I'm driving my dually truck, so it's going to be a little wide for that road, but I think there's still plenty of room. That's not a terrible road. It goes very high and it's kind of rocky in some spots, but not too bad. But anyway, when we get up to that area, we'll put the camera back on and kind of watch that as we go over. And we'll come down into a place called Silverton on the other side of the mountains. And supposedly the fall colors are much more in swing on that side of the mountain. We will find out. We're not sure. So we'll be back with you then. Okay, so here we are on detour number one, probably of many, as we go along and think of places to pull off and look and see things we want to take pictures of and whatnot. We're at a place called Trout Lake, which is about 10,000 feet now in elevation. And this is the little back road that goes around. Apparently the lake itself is closed, and we can't see the lake at the moment, but it's probably because the water's way down. But this road goes around the back, and there's an old train bridge, train trestle, I guess is what you'd call it, back here. That's really, really pretty. It's a very scenic, photographic spot. So we thought we'd take a little detour and see if we can get it lined up where the train trestle is in the front and nice, pretty fall colors in the background. We're not sure exactly how that's going to work out right now with the morning light, so we'll find out when we get down a little further. All right, we're just pulling up to the train bridge, the old bridge. It's blocked off. Obviously, you can't drive on it. You can't even really walk on it. You're not supposed to. So we will stay off of it, but we can get some neat pictures around here. All righty, thought I'd hop out for a second. My wife is way down there, down in the corner, taking some shots up the valley, and I just thought I'd let you have a look around here, see the trestle, or the bridge, whatever it's called. Creek down there underneath. That's what's feeding into Trout Lake. Boy, it's a beautiful morning out here. Beautiful day. Here's a little quick view as we pulled down there, and just another quick look at the trestle. My wife was in the back of the truck getting a little bit different angle so she could see the color that's behind it, and we're ready to move on. Bee's trying to come in the truck. Okay, well, I had to stop one more time here as we leave. This is Trout Lake, and we're almost back up to the highway. Got a beautiful scene up here, and with some nice color reflected in the water. And so my wife is out here taking a couple of pictures of that before we move on up the road. But it is a beautiful scene up here today, just gorgeous. Okay, another stop here on the way out from Trout Lake. We found another really pretty reflection. A really awesome scene over there with a couple of cabins hiding up in amongst the colorful aspen trees. There's probably some maple trees in there as well. Just beautiful. What a beautiful setting. What a great place to have a cabin. There's a hawk or maybe an osprey flying over the water out there. Alright, well, we're back on the road after our detour at Trout Lake, and we are just now to the turnoff here to the little town of Ophir. We're going to turn right here, and this is going to take us up over Ophir Pass, which will take us over to the other side of the mountains where Ouray and Silverton are over there, and some hopefully a lot more pretty fall colors. We've been already pretty successful on this trip, so it's been nice, and even if everything else turns into a bust, it'll still be a good trip. I don't know how many people live in Ophir. I don't think it's that many, but it's a cool little place. It's a really neat little town. There's not much here other than residences. There's a post office back there, yes. But I don't think they have like a grocery store or anything like that. For that, you have to go back down probably into Rico, is probably the closest place. Alrighty, so straight up there in front of us in the distance, you can see part of the Ophir Pass Road. I'm not sure how well that'll show up here on the GoPro. It's pretty far up there. But that goes on up to the pass, and the pass at the top is 11,800 feet, something like that. So anyway, that's where we're headed. Seeing lots of Jeeps coming down. They're going to be thinking I'm nuts to take this truck up there, but we'll do fine. It'll be fun. So here we're going through a little bit of the town of Ophir, following the signs up to Ophir Pass. It's a cool little place. Be a cool place to live if you like the snow, because they get a lot of snow up here in the wintertime. A lot of people that work either on the other side of the mountain or up in Telluride, they live here in Ophir. And now we're going to get to the sign that says, "You people driving a dually truck are crazy, don't go up here." We're going to go anyway. Well, we're getting on the little more narrow part of Ophir Pass Road. I've passed a few vehicles coming down, and they're all giving me the crazy eye. This road's really not that bad. This road is maintained pretty well, because honestly, I think people use it all year long. Even when there's lots of snow on the top, they'll have it cut through. They go up there with a big loader, a bulldozer or something, and cut through it, because people need to be able to get to the other side of the mountain. We just got to go slow and pick our spots when we need to pass carefully. There's a few places where even two Jeeps wouldn't be able to pass each other, just because it's a narrow road in some spots. So it's steep right here, but not too loose. A little bit, but not bad. I see somebody standing in the road up there. I don't know if they're watching for vehicles coming. There's a Jeep right there. We'll see if they wait for me. Hope so. sure he's thinking, what in the world is this guy doing? And he's not gonna wait, is he? Okay, that's fine. There's a wide enough spot right here. Perfect timing. Oh, we had 3 feet between us easily, and more room if we needed it. All right, we're getting up close to the one-way part of the road here. It's a two-way road, but you can only be going one way at a time, so people can see up to there's a switchback up to our right, and people coming down, if you're already in the narrow part, they'll wait for you up there. And where we are, I see a Jeep coming down that section of the trail, so we'll find a wide spot up here and pull over and let him come on down by before we go on up. Just a matter of courtesy and a little bit of planning ahead. So there's actually plenty of room on this road, plenty of wide spots. Now, if there was another person coming down in another dually, that might be a little more challenging, might limit our passing spots, but so far, no problem. And the nice thing, I can see them coming from far up above there, so I can find a good wide spot and just wait for them. And this, in fact, looks like a good wide spot right here. I'll go a little further up, just around this next little corner, and if there's a wide spot there, I'll take it. Otherwise, I may back up down to here. There's another Jeep coming up behind me, so I'm gonna have to contend with him at some point. I'm sure I'm gonna let him pass me. So I'm gonna take advantage of this wide spot right here, and I'm gonna park and let this other Jeep behind me go by, and I'm gonna wait for the Jeep coming down to get here. And I need you to move your head for a second, please. Thank you. That's pretty good. About as good as I can do. Fold in my mirrors, and we'll wait for a few minutes. So we'll get back with you shortly. Alrighty, well, we're getting up here to the narrow one-way part of the road. There's 2 vehicles ahead of me going up. Just had one coming down, and there's not a lot more passing spots up here for me and another vehicle. So the guys there's 2 more up above us, and they're gonna see us coming, and they're gonna have to wait. And then there's one Jeep up here. It looks like they've got themselves angled across the road, and they're using their winch, and they've got somebody climbing down the cliff for some reason. I don't know why, but they're blocking the whole road right there. So that's going to get a little bit inconvenient if they're not out of the way. Crunchy, loose shale. You can hear the shale rocks crunching out there. This spot right here might be wide enough for me to pass somebody if they had to. It's wide enough for me to park anyway. All right, so we're going to get back underway here. And it turns out that vehicle that was ahead of us was pulling up a big old dual sport motorcycle that had just gone off the edge a little bit ago, like within the last hour and a half or so. Sounds like nobody got injured. He didn't go too far down the hill, but it's just really steep, so it's they were not going to get that thing pulled back up by hand. So that guy with the Jeep had a winch, and he pulled them up. Now how they're going to get it down from there, I don't know. So we're going to be able to see at least a little bit of it as we go by.
Glad you're all right.
Oh, it was not. We're good.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
I don't know what happened to the guy.
He must have ridden down with somebody else.
Oh, look, it's raining back there. That's pretty.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's the guy in the Jeep, because they've got a trailer up here. So they're going to try to get that bike on a trailer. Yeah, the guy that was blocking the road, if you can see, he's up in front of the Jeep that's driving in front of me. He's got a flatbed trailer up there. So he's going to come down with that, throw that bike on that flatbed, haul it on down to the bottom, I imagine. I don't envy the guy pulling the little trailer down through here. Gonna come collect that bike. I mean, he's got a short Jeep and a pretty short trailer, so he ought to be, obviously he's made it this far.
Stop, Zoe. Good man, Zoe.
Guys have this whole parking spot all filled up, or else I'd try to stop right there. You get a better picture. We'll stop a little further up.
Yeah, because this would be a good picture. I can walk down.
This is going to be a little interesting. This is kind of the last stretch of the real narrow part. Right here, the guy with the trailer is going on down. Looks like they got the bike loaded. And he's heading on down the road. There was one vehicle coming up waiting for him that they'll have to negotiate around. That'll be a little tricky, but so this is the pass part of Ophir Pass. This is where it crests over the top of the mountain. And the other side going down is a lot easier road, a lot smoother. It's not all this loose shale rock. So this video is going to be starting to get kind of long, I'm sure. So this may be a two-parter. May have to do a follow-up as we get further over the mountain and to some different fall colors.